Have you ever felt like every interaction with a certain family member is like walking through a minefield where every wrong step could cause explosions? Or have you ever wondered why, despite the deep family bond, some conversations leave behind a heavy sense of anxiety rather than feelings of affection and support? If you answered yes to these questions, then you're in the right place at the right time. Today, we will address a delicate yet absolutely fundamental topic. We will talk about how to identify a dangerous relative. It's sad to admit it, but sometimes the people closest to us, those from whom we expect encouragement and unconditional love, can become the sources of greatest stress and discomfort, negatively impacting our emotional and psychological well-being. But don't worry, there is light at the end of the tunnel. In this video, you will not only discover the warning signs indicating a toxic family relationship, but we will also provide you with practical advice for effectively dealing with and managing these complex dynamics. If you're wondering how you can stop the constant arguments, or how to express your needs so they don't trigger another Cold War, get ready to stick around until the end of this video. It's time to open your eyes to family dynamics that do more harm than good, and to learn to protect your personal space and inner peace. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the Wisdom Pearls channel so you don't miss out on the upcoming videos on personal and spiritual growth. And now, let's get started. Let's start with the warning signs. Identifying a dangerous relative is not always easy, but there are 5 main key behaviors to watch out for. 1. Constant intrusion into your personal decisions. A dangerous relative may seek to control or influence every decision of yours, from small daily choices to more significant ones regarding your career, relationships, or future plans. This behavior goes beyond simply giving advice when asked, turning into an obsession with directing every aspect of your life. 2. Belittling your successes and magnifying your failures. This relative never misses an opportunity to belittle your successes, making them seem less important or attributing them to external factors like luck. Conversely, every time you encounter an obstacle or failure, they magnify it, using these situations to highlight your insecurities or weaknesses. 3. Creating divisions within the family. A dangerous relative may try to isolate you from other family members by spreading gossip, half-truths, or lies about you or them. This behavior aims to break bonds and trust, making you more vulnerable. 4. Refusal to respect your personal boundaries. Despite you clearly expressing your limits and needs, this relative insists on violating them, whether it's showing up at your house unannounced, rummaging through your personal belongings, or insisting on conversations about topics you've declared off-limits. Their behavior demonstrates a lack of respect for your autonomy and privacy. 5. Emotional manipulation to get what they want. They use emotions as a weapon, making you feel guilty for choices that don't benefit them, or threatening to withdraw their affection if you don't meet their demands. This can range from guilt-tripping you for not spending enough time with them to emotionally blackmailing you to comply with their requests. Once you recognize these behaviors, the next step is to break the cycle of arguments and tensions. But how? Here are some tips. Tip 1. Assertive communication. Learn to express your feelings and needs clearly and directly, without attacking. Assertive communication is a vital strategy for managing relationships with relatives who may be considered dangerous or toxic. When it comes to communicating assertively, the goal is to express your thoughts, feelings, and needs directly and honestly, without being aggressive or passive. Here's how you can apply assertive communication in difficult situations with a dangerous relative. Before starting a conversation, take a moment to clarify to yourself what you're feeling and what your specific needs are in that situation. This will help you communicate more precisely and focused. Instead of starting sentences with you, which can put the other person on the defensive, begin your statements with I. For example, I feel neglected when my calls go unanswered, instead of, you never answer my calls. Express your perspective without blaming the other. Share your feelings and clearly express your needs, for example. I would like us to communicate more regularly and calmly. Assertiveness involves actively listening to the needs of others. Listen to your relative. Understand their perspective without judging. Assertive communication takes practice. You might practice what to say or write down key points. The goal is not to win an argument, but to express your thoughts respectfully, promote mutual understanding, and improve the relationship. Tip 2. Set clear boundaries. It's essential to define what is acceptable and what is not in your interactions. Setting clear boundaries is essential for maintaining a healthy relationship, especially when dealing with a relative who proves dangerous or detrimental to your well-being. Boundaries help you protect yourself from others' harmful behavior and communicate your needs respectfully but firmly. Here's how you can establish effective boundaries. First, if necessary, establish defined boundaries on what is acceptable and what is not for you. For example, I cannot accept being yelled at during our discussions. If it happens again, I will have to end the conversation. During the conversation, remain calm and consistent. If you feel overwhelmed, take a break. Once set, stick to your boundaries. If you give in, it may seem like your boundaries aren't serious. Be open to reassessing if the situation changes. Establishing and maintaining boundaries takes courage and practice, but it's an act of affirmation towards positive change. Tip 3. Simply use these phrases if you find yourself in a difficult situation with a dangerous relative. Here are some phrases that can help you manage the situation. I feel like this conversation is becoming negative. Can I suggest we revisit it when we both feel calmer? Or, I'm sorry, but I don't feel comfortable talking about this. Can we change the subject? Or, I believe it's important for both of us to listen to each other to understand better. What do you think? Recognizing a dangerous relative in your life is never easy, but it's an important step in protecting your emotional and psychological well-being. Remember, establishing healthy boundaries and communicating assertively are the keys to maintaining positive and supportive family relationships. And don't forget, you always have the right to seek external help and to distance yourself from situations that make you feel unloved or disrespected. If this video has inspired you, share it with those who will benefit, leave us your valuable like, and subscribe to the Pearls of Wisdom channel. Thank you for watching. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. See you in the next video.